Hello everyone, welcome to Dream Big Studio for our cooking show today. My name's Becky.
I'm Isaac.
This is Isaac. He's back to host another show with us. And this recipe that we're making today, we're not really cooking so much as we're mixing today. Because when I asked Isaac what he wanted to make on the show today, it was actually your mom suggested chocolate chip cookies, right? Do you like chocolate chip cookies?
Yep.
Okay, can I ask you, do you ever sneak the cookie dough before you bake it? Yeah, I would say you can tell the truth, because I do too. The best part about chocolate chip cookies is the dough. But as our entire probably diet and nutrition team and all the doctors and the nurses right now are like, you aren't supposed to eat raw cookie dough. So, we are making edible, safe to eat cookie dough. Chocolate chip cookie dough today. So this is actually dough that you do not bake, that you just get to eat as it is, which sounds phenomenal to me. So, I think that's good, right? We don't need to bake the cookies, we can just eat the dough.
Yep.
Alright, it's a pretty simple recipe, so it doesn't take a whole lot of ingredients and it doesn't take a whole lot of time. So we're going to show you how to do it real quick and then also let you know kind of how you can adjust it or whatever. So we're both starting with a softened stick of butter in our bowl. And I let this out, so it should be pretty soft. Because I don't know if you've ever tried to mix hard butter, but it doesn't work very well. So, let me let you guys know, and we're going to add this in as we go. The first two things we're going to add to our butter is brown sugar. Can you meet your brown sugar? You get it? Perfect. Okay, so we're going to dump brown sugar in. And then, if that wasn't enough, we're going to dump some regular sugar in. So some white sugar. So you got sugar on butter to start, which is the perfect way to start a recipe, in my opinion. Okay, then we're going to stir this up as best as we can. Obviously, if you're making this at home, you're going to make sure you thoroughly mix it and get all of the sugar combined into the butter. I ended up with like a butter spatula. It's not. So mix, splat, smush, scrape, whatever you need to do to get, drop some on the table, it's fine. Everything tastes better if you make a mess. Okay, so you guys get the point, right? We're gonna mix, we're gonna blend, we're gonna smush until our sugar is mixed in with our butter. All right. So once you get kind of like the kinetic sand looking stuff, then you're going to go on to some of the rest of the ingredients. I forgot to put salt in. I'm going to throw some salt in. The recipe said salt, but it didn't say when, so I'm going to throw the salt in. Mix that in there too. Okay. So I've got a big blob. Isaac's got a blob of sugary, salty butter.
Yep.
I don't recommend trying it right now. I don't think it would taste too good. I don't know. Maybe you like sugary butter. Okay, next we're on to our wet ingredients. And remember, when you're at home, actually mix this up. Make sure it's all blended. So we've got two wet ingredients to add. We've got milk or cream, whatever you've got at home, whatever you prefer to use. Dump that in. I like recipes that you just have to dump. And then a little bit of vanilla. That smells so good. I love the smell of vanilla. Do not like the taste of it. Have you ever tasted vanilla?
No, I don't think so.
No, don't do it. It smells like it should taste so good. And actually my older brothers told me that it was really, really good. So I tasted it. It is not. It is not. It does not taste good until it is mixed in.
What does it taste like?
It was really like bitter and blah. I don't know, that's not a technical term, but it was blah. Like I remember being like, ugh. And then my brother started laughing because they knew.
That's what siblings do.
That's what siblings do. Yes, apparently it is, especially when you are the youngest and the only girl. You get brothers who feed you vanilla. And then you go, bleh. Okay, so we now have added our vanilla and our milk to our kinetic sand type-ish mixture. It's still rather blobbish, but now is when we're going to start to make it into dough. And we are going to add flour. Now, here's the key piece. There are 2 reasons why you can eat this cookie dough. One is it has no eggs in it. You really shouldn't eat raw eggs. And the second one is the flour is you heat treat the flour first, which means you heat it up either in a microwave for a couple minutes or in the oven for a couple minutes, and that kills any of the kind of germs that might be in bacteria or bacteria that might be in the flour that would normally get baked off whenever you bake it in the oven. So since we're not baking this, we had to make sure we heated up the flour first. So this is also why it's safe to eat. So we're gonna dump some flour. It might go everywhere, it might splat. And then slowly and carefully, you're going to try and mix the flour in. Flour is always the toughest ingredient to get mixed in. So we're going to...
It looks like a poofy cloud.
And now it looks like a poofy cloud. It does look like a poofy cloud. It kind of looks like... I don't even know what. Clay, maybe? Wet sand that's getting globbed up.
Honestly, to me, I don't know why, but it kind of looks like a powdered donut.
It does look like a powdered donut because the more formed mixture looks like the donut part, and then it's covered with the sprinkle of the flour. So it does look like, when you get it to look like a powdered donut, you're moving in the right direction. And you're gonna keep, like I said, at home, you're gonna keep mixing this, make sure it's all combined. If you have clean hands, you can get your hands in there and squish it all together. But this is basically your dough. This is edible right now if you wanted to eat it. It just isn't that fun because it's a rather boring, bland, plain dough. It won't be for long because we're gonna jazz it up a little bit. I said it was chocolate chip cookie dough, so obviously I have some chocolate chip cookies that you can mix in. I also have some sprinkles. You can put all of them in, you can put a little bit in, you can put none, you could dump, you could put a little of this, a little of that. But you could also customize it by putting in your favorite kind of mix-ins. Like, what's your favorite candy?
Mine is Hershey bars.
Hershey bars. So you could chop up Hershey bars and put that in here and mix it up. You could put peanut butter cups. You could put M&Ms. You could put Snickers. Now I'm getting hungry for some candy, so let's get back to the cookies. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of my chocolate chips in and see how it mixes in. And all you have to do is smush it. Like I said, if you're at home and you know you have very clean hands, you can get in here with your hands and smush it around. Since we're on TV and trying to be respectable, we're going to use the spatulas. I'm going to throw some sprinkles in there too, just for some, I'm going to throw some on the table. And you're going to mix it up. And then, once you get it to what you want it to be with all the chocolate chips and the sprinkles and whatever else you decided to mix in, you could probably even put food coloring in and make a different colored dough. You could do a whole, like, rainbow assortment of things. You could do all one color if you have a favorite color. Once you get it mixed in, it's going to kind of come together like a big ball of dough. Like a big mound of dough. Doesn't that look delicious? Again, if we weren't trying to be respectable on TV, I would probably just stick my face in that, like take a bite out of it. But I'm not going to. We're going to put that back in the bowl. If you are eating all this yourself, which maybe you want to, you could just keep it in the bowl and just eat.
That's what I would do.
That's what you would do. I mean, I'm not like, I'm holding this very close to me because I don't want to share this with anybody. But you could eat it like this. If you were being a nice person and wanted to share with your friends or family, if you want to share some with mom, then you should probably portion it out so everyone's grubby fingers aren't getting into the same bowl. And so what you can do, because it's like cookie dough, it scoops, the same as like regular cookie dough. You can take a scoop, take a little liner, plop it in there, and look, you've got your own little individual portion of edible cookie dough. All right. I think that's a pretty good recipe, don't you?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. Thank you for suggesting chocolate chip cookies. All right, guys, I told you it was simple, easy, but it's delicious, and it's not at all healthy, which is what we are going for today, I think, right? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We hope you'll join us next time. Have a great day.